All right, so I guess we are in week 6 now. We're going to be looking at Indian mathematics. So I think this will be, um, I don't know, I think it'll be one of the most interesting weeks. We're going to look at some very cool number theory stuff and some combinatoric stuff. It's going to get a little bit tedious. It's going to get um, a little bit more theoretical than we've seen, especially when we're looking at like number theory stuff, because we're going to look at some methods that Indian mathematicians came up with for solving something that is called Pell's equation. Should not be called that. I will explain that in the video. Anyways, and there's an algorithm that's tedious. Well, maybe the algorithm itself isn't so tedious, but kind of getting a good idea about why it works is a little bit tedious. But anyways, that's what we're going to be doing this week. I apologize. I am a little bit behind on grading, behinder than I would ordinarily like to be. So I will get. I don't think I will get completely caught up with grading today, Tuesday, but I will begin getting caught up with grading. At least from a few weeks ago, I will have those graded. One other thing I want to say about the homework assignments, in general, when I ask you, for something, um, to compute something, um, my intention is that I want you to kind of only use tools that are available to the people that we're studying. Okay, so don't try. I mean, maybe it might get a little bit confusing at times, but try to only think through, like, did they have this piece of technology? So if they didn't have like sine or cosine or something like that available then, or calculus, if they didn't have calculus, then don't use those objects to solve the problems or answer the questions. And then, as always, whenever I ask you to for an answer for something, there should be some sort of argument or some sort of proof. So, for example, I forget exactly how I asked it in the previous homework, not the one that was due yesterday, but the one that was due last week. I asked you something like which for a given fixed perimeter, which has bigger area, a circle or a hexagon, something like that. Well, okay, so people are correct, and the answer is a circle, but whenever I ask you to do something like that, I'm wanting you to give some sort of argument for it. If you want to call it a proof, that's fine, but in my world, it's just an argument, right? Just like if you were arguing about, I, I don't know, why did Hamlet want to leave Denmark or something? You need to sort of, you can't just say it. You need to kind of give a reason for why whatever it is you're saying, whether it's literature or math or science or whatever. And especially math, the standard is kind of prove things. So try to do that on the homeworks. The midterm essay is coming up. I'm not going to talk about that this week, but I will give details about that next week. And I think it's going to be something. It's not going to be. I don't want this to be like stressful for you at all. Now the final paper may be a little more stressful, but for this one, I just wanted to be a more relaxed thing, just sort of a like reflection over what we've learned so far, and maybe sort of like some ideas for what you want to look at for your final paper. Anyways, and like I said, I don't want you to think about that until it's time to think about that. But I will give you information on that. I will give more information on that next week, and so on and so forth. Anyways, okay. As always, I will look forward to looking at what you guys have to say in the discussion forums.